It is the start of another reading vlog. Hi, my name is Jeanette, and I want to thank you for joining me on the channel Jane Reads. So, as I said, today is the start of another reading vlog. This time I'm going to be reading, one of the books for sure I'm reading is the book that you guys picked for me in my subscriber poll pick. I put up the option of 3 books, and I'm going to find out which book was chosen, and that is the book that I'm going to read and kind of vlog my experience reading. So, currently, it is March the 10th. I have been very good at not checking the poll results. I put up the poll at the end of February when I played my March TBR game and got this prompt. And I checked it the day I put it up to basically make sure that the poll went up correctly because I had scheduled it. And I haven't checked it since. And it is now the 10th of March. I've been dying to check it, but I have not been ready to read the book that was chosen. So I've been very good. Very good. Okay, so I have just a quick update how my month is going. It is March the 10th, and I have finished my second book of the month. Yeah, it's going a bit slow, but I finished my John Grisham book from February's TBR. So I finished that before I started March's TBR. And then I have just finished The Secrets of Paper and Ink by Lindsay Harrel. So a review for this will be coming soon. So that is the first book on my March TBR. I also have started, I just started this last night, James Herriot's If Only They Could Talk. This is book 1 of the All Creatures Great and Small box set. And this is also from my March TBR. I am on chapter 3. Yes, so I just started it last night. And so far, I'm really enjoying it. And I think because I watched the 80s, 90s version of the British TV show, I am picturing the characters as they're each introduced. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. Okay, so... But I'm going to read that one while I'm reading because that's a nonfiction. And then I need a fiction book to read. I should mention also, I am reading, or I am listening to through Audible, 1984 by George Orwell. I finished the book that I was listening to, which was part of a series, but I couldn't get my hands on the next book in that series. And this one was available in the Plus catalog on Audible, which I have just started Audible within the last, well, this is my second month, I guess, or month and a half. And no, it would be going into my second month because I had to decide what I was going to do by March the 8th. Was I going to renew it, or was I going to cancel my free 30 days? I renewed, obviously. So the next book wasn't available for me to listen to. So I decided, okay, well, I'll pick a different book that's on my TBR to listen to. And so I started 1984. This is not in the right spot. I need to find out where I am. Because it says I'm at part 2, chapter 1, but I am not there. I know I'm further than that. But I mean, I'm making, now, this book is 2 books in one, so 1984 doesn't start till, so I mean, I'm at least that far into 1984, but I know I'm a little bit further. I don't know exactly where. I think I'm quite a bit further than I thought. Like maybe there? I don't really know though. I don't know. I need to look it up. It doesn't matter. Okay, what matters right now is finding out what book you guys chose for me. So I have put 3 options up on the poll. Option number 1 was Checked Impressions by Carolyn Miller. This is book 3 of the original 6 hockey romance series, and it's the next book in the series for me to read, and I am really enjoying this hockey-focused romance series. Really enjoying it. Then book number 2 was book number 2 of the Sky King Ranch series by Susan May Warren, and the book is called Sunburst. Again, it's the next book in the series I need to read. And then book number 3 was The Hope of Azure Springs by Rachel Fordham. This is a standalone book, but it is a book that I really want to read, and it is Rachel Fordham's debut book. So let's find out. Okay. Community tab. Okay, let's scroll down. Okay, so Checked Impressions got 13% of the votes. Sunburst got 28% of the votes, which means The Hope of Azure Springs got 59% of the votes. So let me grab that book. Okay, so that is this one. As I said, this is the Rachel's debut book. I read The Letter Tree when it was released back in October, so her newest release, and I absolutely loved it, that I immediately added all her books to my wish list. January, I think it was January, I read Yours Truly, Thomas, which is her second release, the one that came after this one, and I loved that one as well. So I really want to go back and read all her books, and I do own all her books, so I'm really excited to read this one, and I think this one was actually... No. I was going to say, I think this one was gifted to me by Scriber, but no, it was the other one. It was one of our other ones, because the note would have been in here. But now that I think about it, no, it was a different book. Anyways, what is this one about? It is a historical romance set in Azure Springs. Where's Azure Springs? Well, let's find out. Alone in a strange town, can she find healing for her new home and herself? 7 years ago, orphaned and alone, Em finally arrived at a new home in Iowa after riding the orphan train. But secrets from her past haunt her, and her new life in the western wilderness is a rough one. When her guardian is shot and killed, Em, now 19, finally has the chance to search for her long-lost sister, but she won't be able to do it alone. For Azure Springs Sheriff Caleb Reynolds, securing justice for the wayfish and injured Em is just part of his job. He's determined to solve every case put before him in order to impress his parents and make a name for himself. Caleb expects to succeed. What he doesn't expect is the hold this strange young woman will have on his heart. Welcome to the charming town of Azure Springs, Iowa, where people care deeply for one another and sometimes even fall in love. Okay, so this is set in Iowa, and it is a romance, as I said. I'm really excited to read this one, and just recently, Oshina did a reading vlog reading through this book and a couple others, and so I will link her video below. I have watched it because I was like, it's an Oshina video, I have to watch it. And I was really hoping she wouldn't give me spoilers, and she did not, and I'm going to do my best not to as well. And yeah, I know that she enjoyed the book at the end, like overall she ended up loving the book, so I'm really hoping I have the same experience. So this is the one that I'm going to read. Well, I'm going to also continue reading this one. Okay, but before I get to reading, I'm going to do a quick unhaul, and I just realized I should grab a book. Okay, so my mom is stopping by tomorrow, and she asked if she could go through the books that I have set aside to unhaul because she's going on a trip, and she wants to be able to take books with her but leave them there, doesn't want to transport a bunch. That way she has room in her suitcase to bring other stuff home. And I'm like, okay, whatever. You can go through them. I'm unhauling them because I didn't enjoy them, but maybe she does have a little bit of a different reading taste than me, so maybe she will enjoy them. Okay, so the first book in my unhaul pile is Dangerous Mountain Rescue by Christy Bear. I have not read this one, but the only reason I'm unhauling it is because I recently picked up this one, which is a 2-book binding set of this book and Following the Trail by Lynette Eason. So because I've added this one to my shelf, I'm taking this one off because this one is inside this one. Then Bound by Duty by Valerie Hansen. I recently read this one, did not enjoy it. I'm getting rid of it. The Testament by John Grisham. Again, I recently read it. It was okay. Like, I didn't mind my experience with it, but I'm not going to read it again. Then I've got The Pelican Brief by John Grisham. I DNF'd this book, so I'm definitely not going to read it. Then I've got The Broken Things by Andrea Boschauer. Again, it was okay, but I'm not going to read it again. Then All Right Here by Carrie Armstrong Gardner. This is the book that I read for my January reading prompt. And so I did a vlog of my experience through this book, and I did not enjoy this book. The characters just really frustrated me most of the way through. So I am unhauling it. This is book 1 of a series, so that's kind of disappointing. And then when I played my March TBR game, I got a prompt that said unhaul a book and draw again. So the book that I decided to unhaul was Better All the Time by Carrie Armstrong Gardner. So this is book 2 of this series. So because I didn't really enjoy this one, I have no desire to read book 2 because I don't want to follow these characters. And thankfully I picked this one up at the thrift store, so it was only 50 cents when I got it. So. And then the last book is The Cross-Examination of Jesus Christ by Randy Singer. This is a nonfiction. I read this one in January. I think it was January. It was okay, but I'm not going to read it again, so it can go off my shelves. So those are the books I'm unhauling. It is now Sunday afternoon, and so I'm going to read for a bit. We're going to eat supper, and then Krista from Books and Jams is having reading sprints tonight, so I am definitely going to join for that and read this book. I am so excited. I don't know if I will, well, there'll be at least 2 books mentioned in this vlog. I don't know what else I'm doing. As I said, it is Sunday afternoon, so tomorrow I have to go back to work. And yeah, so just, I'll take you along and see what happens. And I will share my experiences, or my thoughts as I'm reading through this book. Oh, I'm doing reading sprints with Krista and making good progress on this book. Like, I'm getting there. I'm 75 pages in so far. So, 75 pages in so far, and I am really enjoying it. I think part of it is I know these characters from Yours Truly Thomas because I didn't read them in order. So I know where the ending is going, right? What happens at the end. So yeah, so kind of seeing the beginning of it, I'm really enjoying it. Really enjoying it. And I'm only 75 pages in, as I said. So yeah. Okay, so obviously, I've laid down to read. I'm still battling a headache from earlier today, and I just wanted to. So sprints have finished now, but I had to finish my chapter before I could kind of complete for the night. But I'm not. I have to read one more chapter. So right now I'm on page 128, just starting chapter 9, and I still have it in my head that I can't end on an odd chapter. I have to be starting an even number chapter. Oh, my friend's influence. So I gotta read one more chapter. Now, I mean, it doesn't always happen that way. Sometimes it's like, no, I'm done. Like the Herriot book, I'm on chapter 3. So obviously last night I ended on an odd chapter. But no, I'm gonna read another chapter so that I can end on an even chapter. But I am absolutely loving these characters. Loving these characters. And I honestly think, even if I hadn't read Yours Truly Thomas, which has these characters in it, I still would have enjoyed these characters just as much, just getting to know them. But knowing kind of where they are after this story just makes it so much more fun for me. There is one character that I just do not like their attitude and the way they're treating the main character. But knowing what
like where their story ends or is by the time the next book happens. It's kind of like they're not annoying me as much in this story as they probably would have if I didn't know. Yeah, but I'm just the strength of M and the things that she's endured and like willing to do, and just the interactions between the various people in this. And now she has just met one of my favorite characters from the next book. And so now she's going to play a role for sure because, yeah, for sure, right? So I can't wait. I'm enjoying this so much. Okay, I got to go back to reading.
So it is Monday evening, and I am finally sitting down to continue reading. So when I got home from work today, my mom had already arrived. So then we worked on some stuff together. We had supper, and then she left shortly after that. And then my husband went to bed. And so now I can finally sit down and read. And I did have a cup of coffee, and I made sure that I pulled my Iowa mug so that I could drink it because it felt appropriate because this is set in Iowa. But then I drank my coffee before I started reading. So I don't have my cup to show you. So I will be sure to tomorrow night, because I will still be reading this, to use that cup so that I can show you it. Because I love that mug. Okay, so I ended last night at page 145, just the start of chapter 10, and I am really enjoying these characters. I did do an update last night just before I went to bed, and I wasn't sure if I was actually going to include it or not, but I thought, why not? It was very relaxed, very laid back, and I was like, I don't know. But then I was like, whatever, like, it's just me talking to friends, right? So, yeah, I will include that. And my thoughts are pretty much the same right now, is I'm really enjoying it, and we're just getting into one of the characters from Yours Truly, Thomas. We've just met her in this one, and I loved her in the other book, and I can't wait to have interaction, like see her interaction throughout this book, because she just added so much to one of the main characters in the other book, and she's going to do the same thing in this one. I'm sure of it. So I can't wait to read more with her. Other than that, my thoughts are pretty much the same as last night. But as I was sitting here trying to find something to put on in the background while I read, because I do not like to read in complete silence. And I'm kind of strange this way, okay? I usually have a hockey game that I'm either listening to or watching, or I have show jumping playing. I'm not a big fan of music playing in the background. I don't know. I don't know. As I said, I'm weird. But as I was kind of searching to see what games were on tonight, or if I could find something on YouTube to watch, I was like, I should talk about my YouTube feed. And I saw Catherine from Read Journal Love just the other day did a video where she talked about the YouTube channels that she subscribes to that are not BookTube related, just to get to know her a little bit more outside of BookTube. And I thought that is really cool. But I wasn't sure if I wanted to do like its own video. So I thought, well, let's chat about it here while I was searching, trying to find something. So there is no hockey game for me to listen to because my team is not playing tonight. And I couldn't find a women's game to watch on YouTube. And they don't show the men's on YouTube. And I don't have cable. So we have basic cable, so we can only watch hockey on Saturday nights, which is fine. So then I decided, okay, I ended up on show jumping. So let's just open up my YouTube subscription feed and I'll talk about the channels that are not BookTube related. I will do a what BookTube channels I watch. I will do that video probably in a couple months because I did do one a while ago, but I have found some new BookTubers to watch. So I thought, well, I should update that video at some point. But it's not in the plans right now. We'll see. Okay, so as I go through my feed, I am discovering that a lot of the booktubers I watch are at the very beginning of the alphabet. And which is probably really good for them because there's what's coming up first. Okay, so the first one, not booktube related, is the Disneyville podcast. And this one ties into two other channels I want to talk about, so I'm just going to talk about all three here now. So the first one is Jessica Braun. She is in her mid-30s. She started as a beauty YouTuber, has kind of grown into talking more about life. She still does beauty, but lifestyle, does a lot of vlogs, a lot of travel, things, day in the life. And I love watching her. Her and her husband have two little girls, a 5, almost 6-year-old, and then just over 1. And I really enjoy watching them. And speaking of them, her husband Tyler is a Disney travel agent, has a travel company, and they will do vlogs about, like, they vlog all their trips they go on, or majority of their trips they go on, that are not just Disney but other trips as well, and they're all posted on his channel. And then they do Vlogmas every year, and those are posted on his channel as well. And then within the last year, or the last 2 years for sure, they started up the Disneyville podcast. So, which is a podcast, but they also show it on YouTube, and I prefer to watch it on YouTube so that I can see kind of what they're talking about, because then they'll show some B-roll from the Disney parks as well when they're talking about certain things. So they're really entertaining to watch together. They also, Tyler will do like home projects around the house, things like that. And Tyler's channel in particular is one that my husband really enjoys watching with me. And especially every December, we always watch Vlogmas together. Like that, I could not watch it without Andrew in the room. He would be upset. and then especially the travel videos, he really enjoys watching as well. And we love to travel, so it's really nice to see. So I've been watching Jessica before they even had kids. So I want to say probably at least 7-8 years probably. And I would say Tyler's kind of been posting off and on over that course of time and getting more regular as the years go on. So yeah, that is 3 channels that I really enjoy watching for one family. Okay. Let's go down. Then I have Emily Noel, who is a beauty YouTuber and has done a little stuff off and on, other stuff like lifestyle things off and on, but really focuses on beauty. And I really enjoy watching her. Again, she's one I've been watching for years, watching before she had kids. I think her oldest is almost 10 or maybe turned 10 recently. And she has 3 kids now. Then I subscribe to FEI, which is the Federation of Equestrian International. Pretty sure that's what it stands for. Which they have, it's all horses. So they do show jumping, eventing, dressage, a bunch of different competitions, and I watch it mainly for the show jumping events. Then we have, I talked about Jessica, more show jumping, the Longines League of Nations, Wellington International, Major League Show Jumping. So I subscribe to a bunch of show jumping channels. Then the Mammoth Club. This is a group of 3 friends who have come together and they visit theme parks, talk about just fun, what like their description says, featuring theme parks, friendship, and general shenanigans. So mainly it's theme parks, mainly it's Disney. They do live in Florida, but every once in a while it will be something different. And I found them when we were planning our Disney trip 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago. Wow. And so I was looking for like kind of insights into Disney, things I must do's, right? So that's where I found them, and I just really enjoyed the interaction with each other. I don't watch them as much anymore because I'm not planning a Disney trip. Maybe in my, dreams, but not in reality. Okay, then another show jumping channel. Okay, then Rusty Judgment. So this is Tom, who does a lot of renovations. Mainly, that's probably what his channel is about. And he is the husband of Dawn, who is the minimal mom. Now, that's how we discovered him. I was watching Dawn, some of her videos, and then I saw that her husband was posting videos, and Andrew really enjoys watching him. Again, it's another one of the channels that I cannot watch if Andrew's not here. He hasn't posted actively in a while, though, like in the last few months, but he's really entertaining in the videos that he does do. Then we have Sophisticated Organization, which is Sophie, and she does a lot of organization, encouraging decluttering, does a lot of cooking videos. She's one that I will watch off and on. Then there is the Wads, and her name is Kim. She is a mother of 5 kids between the ages of 13 and 1. Yeah, I would say maybe. I think that's the age range. She is very high energetic, very high energy. And when my friend first told me about her, I tried watching a couple videos because she does a lot of, especially freezer meals and cooking and stuff. And I was really interested in that at the very beginning, like when I first found her. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like she was way too high energetic for me. And then when they were searching for the house, she would do a lot of house tour videos. And that's when I just fell in love with her personality. And Andrew, again, loved watching the house tour videos with me. And so we would watch those together. Now they have found their house, they've settled into their house, so you don't have those videos, but that's okay. She also does a lot of shop with me videos, what's new at Target, what's new at Costco, that kind of stuff. I don't tend to watch a lot of her shop with me videos because I don't have the stores that she's shopping at, so if I see something, I can't go get it. But I do enjoy her kind of around the house stuff, and especially when she does cooking videos. Speaking of cooking, another one I watch is Mandy in the Making. She usually does 2 videos a week. They're cooking focused. I tend to watch her Friday videos the most because they are kind of meals for the week. She usually does 3 to 4 meals and takes you right through the whole cooking process, and then she has a taste test at the end with her husband. And Andrew really enjoys watching that, really just for Steven's comments. So yeah, and I found some meals through her that we've tried and fell in love with, and then there's others that I'm like, yeah, that's not for me. And then the PWHL, which is the Professional Women's Hockey League. Just started in January, and so now I like to watch them. That is the overview of outside of BookTube. So some beauty, some cooking, some lifestyle, travel, and show jumping and hockey. Because I do subscribe to the NHL channel, but it's a lot of talk about trades and news and, like couple minute videos, if that, and I don't watch a lot of them, but every once in a while they actually have a game. So yeah, but I want to say the one family, because it's 2 channels usually, anytime a new video goes up, it's like, okay, when can I watch this? And that is from one of the Bronze, either Jessica or Tyler. Doesn't matter which one, I'm going to watch it right away. Or as soon as Andrew's available to watch it if it's Tyler's video. So yeah, that's just an overview on my subscription feed for YouTube. I'd love to know, what channel do you subscribe to that as soon as a video comes up, you're like, oh, I need to watch that. That is not BookTube related. I'd love to get some ideas of what you guys like to watch outside of BookTube. Okay, so that is it for now. I'm going to read a bit and then I will check in. I don't know if I'll check in again tonight or maybe tomorrow. Until then. Okay, so it is Tuesday evening now. After work today, I had to do some blood work and meet with a nurse and, you know, all the fun health stuff. Then we had to deal with some cable stuff and just, you know, just being one of those afternoons. But now, supper's done. I have my cup of coffee and I made sure to use my Iowa mug. I love this mug. As soon as I saw this in the hotel lobby, we stayed in Dubuque, Iowa. I'm trying to think, where did we stay? And as soon as I saw this mug, I said to Andrew, I want that one. So he went in and got it. I have a great husband. So yeah, so I am just drinking my coffee now, and I'm gonna continue reading. Put that down. I'm gonna continue reading, and I did not get very far last night. I kind of got distracted with other stuff. So I am on page 203, just over 3, so maybe I'll finish it tonight. My team is playing tonight, so there is a hockey game for me to listen to. So I am going to listen to that. And oh, one of the things with our whole cable discussion with our provider and stuff is we could increase our sports channels, which means I could watch a lot more hockey games than listen to them. But I might miss some of the radio commentators, but you know. So we'll see what happens. We haven't decided which package we're going for. So yeah. Okay, so really, what has happened since I checked in with you? Yeah. I don't want to say much because I don't want to give any spoilers away, but I'm still enjoying it just as much. The one character is still annoying me just as much as they were. But yeah, so that is my check-in for now. I will check in later when I finish this book, or depending how far I get tonight. For now, chat with you later. I finished it. And yeah, I loved it. I was rooting for the characters and I was hooked on what was going to happen. And there was a part near the end that kind of made me tear up a bit. I expected it to happen, but then when it happened, it was like, why did that happen? And they couldn't see what everybody else could see around them. And then they finally clued in. And yeah, it was so like just warm and like finding hope, right? Really, like it's what it's kind of all about. And yeah, I feel so kind of tongue-tied. Great English. Tongue-tied, because I was just left with such happy feelings at the end. So yeah, this is definitely another 5-star book for me. And Rachel Fordham, wow, it's quickly moving up on my favorite authors list. October last year, I hadn't read one book by her, and now I've read 3, and they've all been 5 stars. Yeah. I'm really hoping, I don't know what her third book is, because this one obviously is set in Azure Springs, and her second book, which is Yours Truly Thomas, is also set here eventually. Doesn't start out here, but does arrive here, so we see these characters, but they're still characters from like that we've met over the 2 books. Will we see them again in future books? Because they're not considered series at all.
They're all considered standalones, but do the characters carry over? Okay, I am just realizing I have a show jumping video playing. I've just muted it on the TV, and as the ad comes on, the lighting keeps changing. I also have our fireplace running because it's chilly in our basement tonight. Yeah, and I changed. I put on a sweater, but it's still the same night. So, yeah. But, so now I finished this one. I've got to decide what book I'm going to start next. But it is 11:15. So I'm not going to start a book tonight. And I am still working my way through this one. So I am now on chapter 5. Wow. I'm really working on the even number chapters on this book, eh? Yeah. So I'm on page 38. I'm not very far in this one at all. So I'm going to read some of this one before I go to bed. Probably be up for, I don't know, another half hour or so, give or take. And then I will figure out what book I'm going to start next. But I think I'm going to end the vlog here because I probably talked quite a bit, and no matter what book I read, is it going to top this one? I mean, it might. I don't know. Because I still have... Wow. I still have a few books from my TBR to read. I have another historical for sure, because I have the Lynn Austen historical. I have the Death by the Book, which is another historical. And then I have the Irene Hannon, so that's a contemporary book. And I have my John Grisham book yet to read. And this book to finish. So I have a few from my TBR to choose from. But I'm also only have 3 hours left in my audiobook. Which, so, I mean, maybe by Friday I'll finish that audiobook. And then my Lynn Austen book has an audiobook as well, so I thought, well, that could be, I could tandem read audio and physically read it. Maybe. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think. So that would mean I either start a contemporary tomorrow night or my other historical. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow night when I go to pick up a book. Because for now, I'm going to read this one. To continue in this for a bit. And, oh, that was a weird smell just then as I was flipping the pages. Okay, I've chatted long enough. I'm just babbling now. And so yeah, I'm going to continue this one, but I will highly recommend this one, and I will talk a bit more in my wrap-up when I do that. I don't know if I'm doing a mid-month wrap-up or if it'll just be an end-of-the-month wrap-up. Yep, you'll have to kind of watch the videos and see. But I want to thank you for taking time to watch this video, and I would love to chat in the comments below. Whatever you want to chat about, just let me know. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye.